I run a small manufacturing company called Aquafabs. We're based in the village of Old in Northamptonshire. We manufacture stainless steel components for the marine industry to a high specification and a high standard of finish. We try to manufacture everything to the same quality standard. We tend to make very small numbers, but which are quite highly specialised. It's not. We don't make hundreds and hundreds of the same thing. We may make 100 components in a year, but probably only to be called off maybe 10 at a time. Well, I myself actually attended Northampton College as an apprentice when I was 16 through to 21. I feel I learned some lessons at the college that put me in good stead throughout my working career. Everybody that works for me, with the exception of one guy, has also been to one college or another. We find apprenticeships in particular a really important part of what we do. We're keen to almost expand our relationship with the college to the point where our college advisor at the moment is looking at possibly supplying us with apprentices and helping our apprenticeship programme onwards. We're doing the business improvement technique at the moment, which we're hoping will really help us along. We do a lot of deliveries on a call-in requirement system where we have a 10-day lead time. It's very important that we put the simple Kaizen tools into what we do, because it's going to help us to get where we need to be. We've got a number of associations with people who already lecture at college. In fact, I myself was mentored by a guy that lectures in the evening at college. They do advanced welding courses in the evenings. On the odd occasion where we come across a material that we're unfamiliar with, or a technique that we're not sure of, we often call the college in on that, but almost as an ad hoc informal basis where somebody will just pop in for a cup of tea and maybe give us just a little helping hand. Work-based training is probably the future to what we're looking for. As a small company, it's very difficult to send people off for months at a time to achieve a benefit that you might not almost reap the reward of for years to come. We're happy with the day release type programme, but also we like the in-house side of what's going on with business improvement techniques, because we don't have to lose people for long periods of time. Obviously, as a business, we have to look at turnover. We've got to be focused on the main aim, and our main aim is to become a profitable company and ensure the future of everybody that works here. We want something that's specific to not necessarily our industry, but maybe our skill set. We need something that's got a flexible approach to what we do. We need the flexibility. We definitely need possibly almost like an outreach where somebody comes round and pops in for a cup of tea every now and then and says, this is what we're going to do, this is what's available, how do you see it, what do you fancy, where that we really need that, maybe in the form of a newsletter and a visit and stuff like that. We do get an awful lot of telephone calls from people offering us all sorts of wonderful things with regard to free this and train to gain that, and there's an awful lot of that going on. I bet I answer the phone once a day to one of those. I had a conversation with a guy yesterday who rang up to offer us additional training and wanted to send somebody around as a consultant to discuss our future training needs. I basically said, look, we're definitely keen to have as much training as we can get, but I'm not prepared to have endless courses all overlapping and intertwining with each other, because we'll get nowhere. We'll be bombarded with nonsense that we can't deal with. We need to just cut through that, take the bits that we want out of it, and then move it on to where we're going to go. Once we've finished doing our bit, we'll then pick the other areas we're going to go at through the skills matrix and then try and build on from that. There are an amazing number of really good people at the colleges these days, and they perhaps need to get out a bit more and come and see people like myself and ask us if we've got problems and what sort of help we want, and also maybe some of the grants that are available. And as a small company, we haven't got resources to hunt down funding that's available. we almost need somebody to come and put their arm around us and help us through. If the college have got the knowledge available, maybe the college could almost have a business advisor type role that could almost help us through the processes with regards to what's available, how to achieve it, and that be whether it's what machine does what, or whether it's a grant for a new machine or a grant for different technology or computing. I think that's really important. As a small manufacturing company, we can't really be doing business plans with colleges and attending lectures about everything else. We need to get practical benefit to the members of the team and move onwards in the direction we want to go.